Hi everybody, welcome to this Wall Street News. The US Census Bureau reported Monday that advanced estimates of US retail and food services sales increased 0.2% in February from a month ago, lower than expectations of a 0.6% gain. The U.S. Census Bureau and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development announced Tuesday that privately owned housing starts jumped 11.2% in February from the previous month, but down 2.9% from a year ago. According to the Federal Reserve, industrial production rose 0.7% in February, month over month. 10-year Treasury yield is hovering around 4.3% as investors are waiting for Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's press conference. For the US stocks, S&P 500 fell 1.07% and the Nasdaq Composite dropped 1.71% Tuesday. The U.S. Census Bureau announced Monday that advanced estimates of U.S. retail and food services sales increased 0.2% from $721.3 billion in January, which was revised down from $723.9 billion to $722.7 billion in February, up 3.1% from $700.9 billion in February last year. As you can see, $722.7 billion in February is smaller than the preliminary estimates of $723.9 billion in January. Sales at health and personal care stores rose 1.7% and online spending increased 2.4%, while sales at department stores fell 1.7% in February on a monthly basis. The U.S. Census Bureau and the U.S. Department of Housing Urban Development reported Tuesday that the privately owned housing starts jumped 11.2% from 1,350,000 in January to 1,501,000 in February, down 2.9% from 1,546,000 in February last year. Meanwhile, privately owned housing units authorized by building permit decreased 1.2% from 1,473,000 in January to 1,456,000 in February, down 6.8% from 1,563,000 in February last year. According to the Federal Reserve, industrial production increased 0.7% from 103.4 in January to 104.2 in February, up 1.4% from 102.7 in February last year. The Federal Reserve said, quote, manufacturing output rose 0.9%, boosted by a jump of 8.5% in the index for motor vehicles and parts. The output of manufacturing, excluding motor vehicles and parts, increased 0.4%, unquote. Industrial production has been on an uptrend since November, and we can see rapid decreases in industrial production during the dot-com bubble recession, the Great Recession, and the coronavirus recession. 10-year Treasury yield had risen right after the U.S. retail sales data increasing 0.2%, but it soon decreased as February number was lower than the previously estimated January number. Then the yield spiked after the housing starts report and industrial production data. But it went down and it's hovering around 4.3% as investors are waiting for Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's press conference on Wednesday. For the US stocks, S&P 500 fell 1.07% and the Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 0.62%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq dropped 1.71%. Big tech stocks fell on Tuesday. Shares of Nvidia dropped 3.43% despite Jensen Huang's GTC keynote. Most of the US chip stocks also fell, but I'm optimistic because the industrial production has been on an uptrend since November and I couldn't see any indication of the US recession based on the current economic data. Okay, this is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.